Oh, why, hello. Have you come to listen to the little story I was about to tell? Then sure, take a seat. Today's book will be Tenshi and the Wonders of Gensokyo. Make sure you're comfortably installed. And here we go. Our tale begins in a world of clouds, where no human dare to climb and no yokai dream to find. Some call it heaven, others the celestial realm. Tenshi Nanai calls it home. Here, the greatest desires become reality, as anything you imagine can be summoned before you. And in this world of infinite possibilities, Tenshi never went bored. One day, however, came an unexpected visitor. Her name was Suike Puki, part of the race known as the Oni, strong-willed creature who enjoy a good brawl and whose strength cannot be matched. Together, they played and fought until daybreak settled. Now exhausted and glad to have met such a fellow, Suika decided to get back to the world below. "See you tomorrow," she happily shouted, while drowning the noise by drinking from a gourd. Amazed by the determination of her newfound friend, Tenchi found it impossible to rest and concluded that she would not have to wait if she came to Suika's place. Hence, she dove into the clouds, aiming for Gensokyo, a land of fantasy where legends and myths become reality. Upon landing on firm land thanks to the power of her celestial keystone, Tenshi was now on the outskirts of the Hakure Shrine, a temple dedicated to the god of the same name. Where should I head off next? She was thinking out loud. The sun had settled and was shining bright over Gensokyo, and after contemplating the landscape, she started walking towards the dense forest in the distance. Treading lightly on the path, she was now close to the human village, which, as the name implies, is the home of the many humans who live on this otherworldly land. Maybe those lowly creatures will be able to assist me in my quest, she nonchalantly said with confidence and pride. After all, the village was only away from a couple of strides. As she drew closer and closer, she started to smell a particular scent, one that she remembered from long ago without being able to distinguish it, though, being tempted by a subtle aroma, Tenshi unconsciously stepped forward, turning left and right into the different alleyways and leaving her nose as her only guide. Stopping dead in her tracks, she now stood in front of the so-desired stall. It was, however, mostly inaccessible because of the crowd. Thankfully, Tenchi had more than one trick up her sleeve. Her humble posture was surely a gift from heaven, though her height, a common subject of mockery for other celestials, was not. And although ashamed of her current situation, she quickly realized that she had no choice. Taking advantage of her small stature, she proceeded to sneak in between each of the persons in the line up until she reached the counter. However, she was not satisfied by that alone. Walking one too many steps towards the swing door of the building, she accidentally tripped over and fell head first. Then she prepared for a harsh landing and closed her eyes in a preventive measure. However, this crash never came to be, as somebody got a grip on her arm. Though something was wrong, nobody should have been able to prevent her fall, even less so a simple human. She thought to herself, the simple-minded creature should not have been able to react so fast. Who are you? Her sentence was cut short as soon as she saw the face of her rescuer. Indeed, it would have been impossible for her to forget those puffy cheeks, this tenacious smile, this brute strength, as well as those not so well hidden horns of hers. Hey now, you shouldn't be running inside, you know. You might hurt yourself. She couldn't believe her eyes. Right in front of her was the person she sought after during all of this time. And although a bit confused, her eyes promptly lit up while shouting, "Suika, is that really you?" Covering Tenshi's mouth with her hand quickly and kneeling behind the counter to get to her level, Suika murmured, "Shh, not in front of the other customers. Let's get to the back room first." After dragging Tenchi by the arm with not just one bit of physical resistance, both were now reunited inside of the house hosting the stall, and a short time after preparing the drinks, both of them engaged in a rather lengthy conversation. So, how come you're working here? Isn't this village reserved for humans? And besides, didn't you tell me you would play with me yesterday? Well, you should tell that to Reimu. She told me to get money somehow. We don't even have enough to repair the broken ceiling. Oh, what a pain. All I wanted to do was drink and play. Wait, Reimu? Who is that? I haven't encountered her anywhere. You don't know her? The Shrine Maiden of the Akure Shrine? Oh, this shrine. You mean the one I just landed next to because it seemed old and deserted? Yeah, I remember now. You did what? I landed with a keystone next to the shrine. What about it? A tense atmosphere suddenly settled in the room when those words were uttered from Tenshi's mouth. One could even see Suika's drink spinning from her gourd at a rapid rate, as if she was petrified by the shock that this news brought upon her. A couple of seconds passed without either of them moving. The look on Tenshi's face was one of confusion, of misunderstanding, and of overall concern, as if she was not aware of what she did. On the other hand, Suika's face was one of terror. Droplets of sweat could be seen running down her face, and her legs could be seen shaking uncontrollably. Taking care of not running over the spilled sake, Suika buzzed out of the house and immediately headed towards the Akure Shrine, hoping that there was still some time left before a catastrophe ensued. Visibly confused, Tenshi hurried and followed in her tracks. Hang on, Suika! What's going on? Why are you running? Both kept running desperately until they heard a loud yet muffled sound coming from the earth. This is at this precise moment that Tenshi realized what would happen in the following seconds. A devastating event that no one who ever set foot on the ground could escape. Able to normally destroy cities a few hundred of kilometers away, lasting for several minutes before ending as abruptly as it started. Indeed, an earthquake was about to take place. To save the lives of many, our heroines decided to climb the staircase leading to the Akure Shrine, leaping across each step as fast as possible. However, it was already too late. At the exact moment their feet reached the top of the staircase, the earth started to rumble around them, as if it was about to open and swallow them whole. For most in a human village, the natural disaster was an incident like many others. For Tenshi, it was more of a circus act than anything, trying to keep her balance while holding on to the shrine entrance, but for Suika, it was another surefire way of angering the owner of the shrine. And while trying to stay still as the tremors intensified, she got a vision that was more than unpleasant. The shrine had already fallen, leaving only dust and remnants of the building in its way. Distressed and extremely scared of what would happen in the aftermath, Suika quickly disappeared in a cloud of thin mists, not to be seen before long. A couple of minutes passed before the ground stopped rumbling altogether. Very soon after, however, Tenshi noticed that Suika was nowhere to be seen. Suika? Where did you go? Hello? No response. The chaos that the earthquake had caused had now turned the Akure Shrine into a silent, peaceful, yet desolated area. Birds could even be heard singing. This peace, however, would not last long, as a hand promptly grabbed Tenshi by the collar of her shirt. Turning her around slowly, the Shrine Maiden Reimu could be seen furious, beyond the point of no return. This was the first time, and probably not the last time, that Tenshi cowered in fear. The moral of this story is very simple. Had Tenshi waited a bit more, none of these events would have happened, leading Suika to come back again into the clouds to play. Had she taken the time to think about that, she would have kept her dignity as a celestial and would have hurt a lot less people. Take time to think about everything in your life before you take action. It will save you a lot of trouble. Well, I hope you liked this story. Surely I would need to apply those advices to myself, but there's no helping it now. That, however, is an entirely different story.